So a real simple way to get in here. This bolt on most Fords is an 18 mil. All you do is crack it down and it takes the tension off the pulley like that. Take the tension off the pulley, you can just pop the pulley off the alternator side or whatever side you want. You can come in and reposition, pull up, and it takes tension off the alternator, and just pop the belt out. Alright. Belt's off. Now rather than stick the new one on, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go around and feel all the pulleys. Make sure we don't got no noise going on. Alright, so what I'm doing right now is I'm feeling for all the pulleys to see if any of them make noise. I noticed right away that the AC compressor, the actual clutch on it, is a little tight. It's not seized. You can see here I'm holding the front of it. This is the clutch part, and this is the pulley part here. When the AC is off, this pulley on the AC compressor just spins freely, and when the AC engages, the whole thing spins together. So right now, I don't like the way it's looking. It looks a little off, but I'm going to grease it with some chain grease. Not too much. All right, I'm gonna grease the tensioner. Just a little bit of grease made that sound so much better. I found the squeaky one. It's the smog pump. The smog pump is the one that's squeaking. That is that one way down in there. That guy right there is the smog pump. So I'm gonna see if I can grease that and get it to quiet up. Now a lot of people with Mustangs, what they do is they remove the smog pump, remove the AC, run a much smaller serpentine setup. But this car is pretty much stock. This is a very clean 93 Mustang. It's the Calypso edition. It has the this turquoise blue color. Like you've seen in another video of this car. The last video I did on this car was the exhaust. But I haven't done a full walkthrough of the car. You can see right here there's a scratch on the car. Just running right here. That's nothing. This car was keyed from front to back. And I've been filling in the paint with the correct touch-up paint, but it needs more coats, and I'm gonna try to buff it out and see if I can get it to smooth in. So again, the car is mostly stock. It's been upgraded with 4-wheel disc brakes. It's got dual piston calipers up front and 5 lugs. So it's updated to 4-wheel discs with 5 lugs. Besides that, it has a cold air intake and looks like a different fuel pressure regulator. And that's about it. Headers and exhaust. I don't want this car to be too crazy. It still has the stock intake manifold. If I was going to keep this car for a while, I might change that intake manifold to an Edelbrock or Trick Flow, maybe even a Holley Systemax. But for now, I like AC. I know people remove the AC for horsepower gains or for whatever reason. I like AC, especially if it's a rainy day like today and it's muggy and hot. You want a little bit of cool air in the car if you're going to be driving this car around. So I'm going to continue to grease these pulleys. I'm going to hit that smog pump, and then we'll see if we can clean all the grease off the exterior of the pulleys and mount the new serpentine belt. So you can see most cars have the belt map or diagram in the front for you not to really mess this up. You can't mess it up if there's a diagram. If your car's missing the diagram, you can Google your vehicle, specific gear, belt diagram or serpentine belt diagram, and you'll be able to find it online to follow it. Do not mess this up. Okay, so I've wiped the excess chain lube off of the pulleys. I'm going to mount the new belt. First, I always go to the crank. Okay, to the crank, up around the power steering. All right, power steering, AC. This guy wraps around the crank and then around the water pump. This one comes down to the smog pump, like so. And now this guy here, the way you do this now is you want to get this underneath here, underneath the tension pulley, get the wrench back on it, make sure your pulley's lined up. Right now we look good. Everything looks good. Around the smog, around the crank, around the water pump pulley, around the power steering, around the AC. Then you get your wrench back on here, that 18 mil, pull real tight. Get a better pull. There we go. Just like that. Lower down slow. Make sure those pulleys are in place. All the little lines on the belt have to line up perfectly on the crank. The water pump, power steering. I think I'm going to need a new tension pulley to hold tensioner. That one seems a little loose. Like the actual bracket seems a little loose. Might get a little belt squeal now just from the excess grease that I might not be able to wipe off. Let's fire it up and see how bad it sounds, or how good. I don't think it's going to sound great, only because the AC compressor had been sitting for I don't know how long. Could be years, could be months. The good news is that it spins, but I don't even know if the AC system's charged. So I'm going to check the charge in the system, and if it needs to be recharged, we'll charge it up. So let's go ahead and fire this thing up. Keys would be good. No belt squeal at all, which is good. Belt looks good. Just hearing the power steering pump. Power steering pump might be low on fluid. Belt sounds great. Looks nice and even. Turn it off. So what I was doing there, I was checking to see if the AC had any charge whatsoever, and nothing came out. So I'll charge the AC at a different time. And now we got the belt fixed. So at least the belt's fixed. It's not squealing, so it's not as embarrassing driving a car with a loud, squeaky belt. So that's it. Let's move on to the next. So what I just did is I was checking the charge in the AC, and there was nothing in there but air. Very little bit of air in the AC system. So this old setup right here, this is R12, not the new stuff, R134A. And verified here with the sticker, the OEM sticker on it. Reference is R12. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this card to R134A. It's literally an adapter that just bolts right up to the charge line, and you can just charge the system from there.